Crypto summer has arrived. Crypto summer is brand new. There is only crypto summer. Actually, you experience the 30% setbacks that materialize in a matter of minutes. But that's the summer of crypto. Who will receive a longer than expected bubble cycle or a left transform cycle? We're all arguing about it. As of yet, no one has any idea. However, we found the optimal point. The increase in global liquidity is expected to persist in the future. We should see an uptick in business cycles. Now is the moment. Let the good times roll. And just when you thought Bitcoin was doing better than ETH, Solana starts doing better than ETH. Solana will be outperformed by a pile of alts. Thus, it is plainly the fantastic opportunity. Now comes the big trade. After the recent market downturn, Real Vision's founder and CEO Raoul remains quite bullish about the cryptocurrency market's future. He is very bullish about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, in particular for the second half of 2024 and into 2025, and he thinks crypto summer has definitely begun. Powell claims the impending bull market in cryptocurrencies will be the largest of its kind. He says this is because of a rare confluence of positive developments in the cryptocurrency industry and the economy as a whole. In the midst of this bull run, Powell says Bitcoin prices could reach $200,000, but with the possible launch of an Ethereum ETF and a Solana ETF, he thinks those two projects will do better than Bitcoin. To help you make the most of the bull market, Powell lays out his simple plan for trading the most popular cryptocurrencies and meme coins in this video. A robust bull market in cryptocurrencies is likely due in part to his anticipation of additional quantitative easing measures, or more cowbell as he calls them in his colloquial language. Do not leave the video until you have finished watching it. Our focus will be on the on-chain. Recent Bitcoin statistics suggest the cryptocurrency markets might be making a full recovery sooner than expected. The principles of all financial markets are identical. When you invest, your money goes into Bitcoin. As a result, the value of the less liquid assets increases. All markets function in the same manner. When it enters Bitcoin, it boosts the value of all the other assets. Consequently, the ETF is the logical next step. There's a fascinating dynamic at work with Ethereum ETH because the supply decreases as more people buy it, with approximately 28% of the total supply tied up in brutal staking. A very disruling market is about to ensue. The market will likely experience a great deal of volatility, both upwards and downwards. Now that's going to be entertaining. Solana has been performing better than the other adoption horses since it is climbing the adoption curve. In my opinion, you just have the ideal risk curve in which Ethereum begins to outperform Bitcoin once the former begins to cycle nicely. It appears that the price of Ethereum ETH will begin to break higher in the near future, according to the Bitcoin chart. That is essentially the account of events. Would you happen to have the time? September of 2020? I think you mean summer of 2020? Something similar was visible to us. Thus, we may expect that trend to persist. Next, Solana. According to the Solana ETH chart, it is about to make another upward breakout. As if this lovely little flag pattern were meant to continue, it appears to be the same, and after giving it some consideration, I don't see any reason to modify it. I believe Solana to be the Ethereum of the previous cycle. I see. Full adoption is being achieved by this blockchain. Okay, so this is the genuine deal. Here comes the exciting part, Firedance. There is, therefore, some serious action taking place here. So, who knows what the future holds in terms of price targets, but if we follow Ethereum's lead from the previous cycle, a 45x increase from the low, we may see a significant increase. Thus, you obtain something in the neighborhood of $500,000. Looking at the other graphs, I get a number between $500,000 and $1,000. What matters most is how this market is structured. A bubble cycle would cause it to reach $1,000. It reaches $500,000 if we obtain a left translation of some kind. It's comparable to that. You need to observe the market's structure and behavior as it unfolds. Price goals, as we all know, are largely meaningless. Having a concept is great and all, but we will know and feel it when it happens. This is my odds then. In my opinion, the chances are 60%. In a way, this is a typical cycle. The previous cycle was stunted. If I had to choose one word to describe it, remaining limb was hindered. We ought to have gotten a taller leg. We failed to grasp it. The crypto market cycle in 2017 was likely more typical. 2013 all over again. By the end, they sound really bombastic. I'd put 20% on a full bubble cycle that might be like La Land. A conventional cycle gets 60% of my support, while a left transform cycle gets 20%. Currently, I would say that's about where my odds are. On the side of the media, we have not witnessed the rush. They are still in the future. The same folks are still involved. Yes, I can see that my Twitter following is expanding once more. They didn't grow quickly after being flatlined for a while. While I'm at around 120,000 currently, and I hit 1,000,000 4 months ago. Consequently, there hasn't been a huge influx. Yes, I agree with you. We are not really witnessing a mass participation, although there is some anecdotal evidence. Moreover, it is still early in the day. The cycle is only beginning. This is because, let me tell you, we were all really fortunate to have this cycle figured out. Therefore, it feels like we've been there the whole time. Keep in mind that the majority of us were buyers during this time last cycle, at a later time. It hurts us. Personally, we despise it. This past May and June, it was different. I was also late. It seems like we both got in at the same moment, didn't we? Just as it turned out in the end. The pricing is certainly higher now, therefore it is unique. Thus, I am uncertain. We should maintain an open mind. It seems to me that Michael's point of view is correct as well. In my opinion, we just do not know. So I'm attempting to use a probabilistic framework and just keep tweaking as we go, since we simply need to maintain a really open mind. These days, I watch my word choice very carefully. Off camera, my conversation with you would be quite different from what you would see on camera. Yeah, I take extra precautions because, well, let's face it, the internet can be a scary place. Yes, I mean, come on, everyone has been there. I agree with Benny that we should be considerably more careful with what we say. We do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder PTSD, albeit it is not due to market factors so much as the dreadful Twitter. Sure thing, boss. However, Raoul, I'm constantly accused of being a bulltard and a pervert. Even when prices were low, I remained bullish. However, it is as if we have not witnessed anything as of yet. Seriously, it's not even $1,000. The market generally moves from the bottom to the top. Therefore, you've been correct to be optimistic. The second major issue is that across the time horizon, it is dependent upon the time horizons that individuals are employing. No one does a good job at that. To give you an idea of my setup, it's basically 95% non-existent outside of my core positions and 5% ridiculous stuff, some of which is too little to mention. And then I have Doge, Smell, and God. Because dogs typically run first, I am in possession of them. I mean, the dog cycle couldn't be better at this moment, so you dabble in that for pure enjoyment. You always find yourself looking back when it's too late in the cycle, and I'm not great at this aspect of it. You gather this meaningless shrapnel as you glance back. When I consider my previous wallet, I can't help but think of all the decentralized, sandbox, and other things that get trapped in narratives that you end up spending too much time in. Not staying too long in these things is the problem. Now we get to the tough stuff. Most people don't understand that the most challenging aspect of the cycle is its last stage. Trust me, it's no picnic. Disillusioned by the cycle. No, it isn't operating the cycle. It's the end, because finishing early makes you feel responsible. Selling a little too early isn't the worst case scenario if you have PTSD, but finishing normally makes you feel responsible. I recall thinking I was doing fantastic in 2017 when I sold Bitcoin for around $2,500, assuming it would go all the way to $20,000 during a super cycle, around 10 times in the following 5 months. So it's not easy to achieve that. There was 0 sales the last time around. This time around, I've been considering saving up for lifestyle chips, not because of the expense, but because it's just in the right moment, probably towards the end of the year, which is great. I intend to run it after removing a few lifestyle chips. I will remove further weight if it turns out to be a bubble cycle. I will simply run it if